Crystal, we still have people trying to sign up, so we can give it a couple of minutes.
Yes, sir. Just give it a few.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, we can hear you. So just make sure you keep yourselves muted. Make sure we can see your video camera so that we can get full credit. We
Hello?
have 41 people on right now. Hi, we can hear you.
Does this mean when you get started, Crystal, if people still signing in?
Yes, sir. That's a good copy.
Okay, getting ready to start then. Okay, good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 8th, and thank you for joining our transportation meeting. As we know, I'm looking through the list. A lot of you have your cameras on. Please be respectful and professional. Please turn on your cameras as we get the meeting going. I will give it a few seconds so everyone can turn on their cameras. Getting ready to start. Just want to say thank you for joining us. The number one, I have number one agenda is spring break. As you know, spring break will be for our district all next week, Monday, starting March 14th through the 18th. So please just be mindful. I know there's going to be a few drivers doing some work next week. I know McKinney-Vento still going on. And then we're going to have Holt going on, so you'll have some drivers coming during the week. But just a reminder that we'll still have some people coming in next week, including the mechanics. Before we get going, I want to make sure that every one of you is aware that we have a new parts clerk, and his name is Derek Wilson. I don't know if Derek Wilson wants to say a few words, just a hello, so everybody can see a picture with his name. Derek, are you allowed to say hello real quick? And I know he's coming from the O'Reilly's Auto Parts store, so he is our new parts clerk. Can you say a quick hello, Derek?
Hello. Morning, everybody.
Okay, we're trying to see your picture. I can't see your picture, so it's not showing, but we'll move on. As soon as okay, is he coming from where? From the office? Okay, well, if you
He's on, we can see him, sir.
you can see him. Okay, all right, just want to make sure. The other thing, don't forget Sunday, it is spring forward, so your clocks will be moved 1 hour ahead. The good thing is every one of us will get acclimated for the hour for that week, so we'll have a good week off and we'll get acclimated to get on that regular time that the clocks will be moved 1 hour ahead. Okay, the other thing, on Friday, March 11th, will be 1 hourly dismissal. Please put that on your calendar. Drivers and bus aides will need to clock in 1 hour earlier than usual. So if you're clocking in at 2:15 on Friday, you will clock in at 1:15. If you, yes, okay. I do have my camera on, I guess, because the training room has my other ID. So the training room is the one that takes over the one I have. Sorry about that. Okay. Just a reminder, Friday, don't forget, drivers, that it's 1 hour dismissal. So please put that in your phones, on your calendar, so you know to come in 1 hour early. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about the summer school 2022 for bus drivers and bus aides, it will be posted after we come back from spring break. As you know, summer school, we're trying to get everything squared away. We haven't had a regular I know we did it last year. We had 2 summer schools, but this year we're going to have 1. And so all the campuses and I'll give you the details when we come back from spring break of all the campuses that we're going to be going, what we're going to be doing in summer school. So we're going to put a posted sheet for you to sign up for summer school. So we'll know where we stand as in drivers for summer school. So that will be posted after spring break. So I will get with the office staff to have a sheet ready to see how many drivers we will have for the summer school. Okay. The other thing I want to tell you, I don't know if it's going to start this Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, but the Mr. Rafael Barajas, the director of operations, had called me Monday that the construction workers at the natatorium may be using our parking lot. So we're supposed to have that coordinated. If they use our parking lot, they're going to need about 30 or 40, and they're going to have that in the back end. What it is they're going to paint the natatorium, so they don't want paint flying all over around their vehicles. So they're going to use our parking lot. If it's not this week, for sure next week, which will be in spring break, and there will be enough room. But I just want to let you know, if you see more cars than normal, I don't know if it's starting tomorrow or Thursday or Friday or next week, they will be using our parking lot. So if you see cars in there, please be courteous and everything to use and park in a correct way. But they are supposed to use the very back end where there's about 30 to 40 spaces way in the back. So if you see cones, that would be for the construction workers to go park in the back. The other thing I want to talk about is this Wednesday, our training room is going to be used by the district. And we're going to hold a bond meeting. It's just the first bond meeting in there. It'll just be for the principals, directors, executive directors in there. So there'll be about 40 or 50 of us in that room this Wednesday, but it would be from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So a lot of you will be getting out of work during that time. So if you see the sign, meetings on the side green door, and if it's locked, you'll see a sign that says meeting in session, please use the front door. So when you come in, all you can do is come in and drop off your bus key and your PPE kit in the secretary's office. That's the furthest you'll be able to go in. And if you need to use the restroom, that'll be okay, but just keep the noise down. So our meeting will start tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So we'll have all that situated, and so you'll be knowing to put your keys, put your PPE kit, and then if you need the restroom, go in, and if not, you go clock out and go home after that. So that'll be taking place tomorrow. And the other thing that I want to get out in the information, the Relay for Life. It's been about a couple of years that we have not used we have not done Relay for Life in person. So Relay for Life will take place Friday, March 25th, when we get back from spring break, and it'll be at Dragon Stadium from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. And just a reminder, the Relay for Life has to do with the memories of cancer patients and everything. There will be food and games, and also you can bring your kids and family during that time. So if you have any more questions, Jackie Delgado from Transportation is our representative for Transportation, and she's been doing this about 4 or 5 years. So if you have any questions about to ask her about it, she'll be around to answer those questions this week and when we get back from spring break. So that is coming back, and it will be in person. So mark your date if you want to attend to the Relay for Life for the Transportation Department. Other than that, those are some reminders I wanted to give you before you head off to spring break. Just keep reminding yourself, we still have Wednesday, this afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to continue to come to work and get our kids from work to school from work safely. Other than that, Mr. De La Cruz had some small announcements to remind you before we break off for the spring break. Mr. De La Cruz.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Taking care of a little bit of in-house business here before I go on with my items on the agenda. I count 17 people on the chat for checking in. And as a courtesy, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new secretary on board, and the last thing we need is for her to be hunting down people. Were you in the meeting? Because I am looking at the chat, and ordinarily what we do, with the exception of the people in the training room that I see, make sure you sign in, ladies and gentlemen, sign in on that chat. And if you haven't signed in, that's how you're going to get reimbursed for your hour here or 30 minutes. She is not going to be hunting you down. We're not going to be putting her through that. Sign in if you haven't done so by the end of this meeting, please. Let's not have her running around. Oh, were you in the meeting? Were you in the meeting? Imagine if you had to do that and going through the screen and saying, okay, who's here, who's not here? All she has to do is print that, or Crystal prints out that list, and that's the verification. So please help out our news secretary by putting in your chat. If you don't put it in the chat, you don't get paid. Simple as that. Please put your name on that chat. Register. Thank you. All right, let's proceed with the items on the agenda. We had an incident happen this Saturday that kind of reminded me, oh, you know what? We haven't gone over this. So let me bring it up again. So as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, all right, people are signing in. Thank you. As a reminder, if you are here at the yard, and this obviously will happen more like after hours or on a Saturday, and especially if you're alone, you don't have somebody that are partner up with on a field trip. If you see something suspicious, or you get that gut feeling and you know what we're talking about, call the police department, our Southwest Police Department. It's the number, I posted it on the agenda, but I think if I'm not mistaken, Linda, it's also on the field trip form. It's 622-4800. And what happens on the weekends and late in the evenings, if you dial that number, it's going to go directly to the officer on duty, right? So once again, If you don't feel comfortable, you have that gut feeling, and I'm not there, you are. So please make sure this will not go against you. That we encourage it. Call our police department, right? And they're usually around close by, and they'll come by right away to help you. As a matter of fact, I think one of our drivers, they stayed around until the driver left. They do it for our coaches. Sometimes our female coaches, they come in late at night on their game nights, and they're the last ones. And just for the sake of feeling safe, they'll call in to the officer on duty and say, hey, you know what? I would feel more comfortable if you wait for me until I leave, and that's fine. Most of the time too, they're on duty because they are patrolling our department, okay? So please, if you have that feeling and you know that, you know what, something's not right, call the police department, and you can call me. Remember, I'm the Saturday guy that you call if anything goes wrong, and or if you're not able to get a hold of me for whatever reason, and it's an emergency, you can also call Mr. Tamayo or the supervisors, and you go down the list. Everybody should have everyone's numbers on their cell phones, I hope, okay? And these are just reminders. We hope that nothing ever happens. We hope that you never have a close call where, with an individual or anything like that. I don't think we have that scenario where we have those Sunday night drag racers like we used to. I don't know if you haven't noticed, we no longer have those tread marks on the road like we used to. You drive around the corner Monday morning like, dang, oh man, some people must have been drag racing last night. Well, we don't have that anymore. Is there some? Yes, but we don't have it as bad as we used to have it. Okay, so be safe. You see something, say something. I call in the police and then call me afterwards just to, hey, look, I called the police just for this reason, and just to be on the safe side. There's nothing wrong with doing that, okay? We want to make sure everyone feels comfortable doing that. We want you safe out there. All right, next item for the Battle of Flowers, or the bands that's coming up after spring break. We will be looking for people to sign up. They are going to get some charter buses, but we will be taking the middle schools to that event on I believe is the 9th of April, right? We're going to, that week after the March 21st, we're going to be having some trips. It's going to be quite a bit. So be mindful of that too. Then we're going to have to work, because sometimes they are asking to depart at a certain time. We're going to have to work with those schedules, right? But they are helping us, because on those 2 days of April the 7th and April the 6th and 7th, excuse me, they are more likely going to get chartered buses, because we couldn't get them. I think one of the high schools is going to perform early, and we just couldn't get them there on that time without disrupting pretty much everyone else. We're going to have to be doubling up. Logistically, it would have been very challenging to do that. So we are thankful that they are getting charters for that. Okay. That is all for me this week. Definitely, once again, we appreciate everybody making sure you're doing your part to ensure that we get their kids to school safe. If you have any questions or comments about anything, we had a suggestion this morning. We're going to bring it up to the leadership team and see, what? No, that might work. So, but I don't know all the pros and cons to it. So please, if you have anything that you want to share with us, please bring it up to our attention. If there's anything else, that's pretty much it for me. Okay. I'm seeing people signing up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I think our Secretary Amanda is going to appreciate that, because we don't want her to be running around and looking for people. I think when we get back centralized to the office, I think it'll be easier for people to show up to her office and say, hey, look, I'm here, or for whatever the reason may be. But at this point in time, I'm seeing the chat. People are signing in. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think once again, that's going to be greatly appreciated. And that's it for me, Mr. Tamayo. Who might be next?
Thank you, Mr. De La Cruz. Also, I want to make sure that you're aware of the Battle of the Flowers is the beginning of April. So this year's a little bit time schedule. It's usually the 3rd week or the 4th week of April, but it's going to be April the 8th and 9th. So that's why we had to get this message across to you, so we can get everything settled for the Battle of the Flowers. Okay. The next thing on the agenda is Crystal and Rose, but all they have on there, just a reminder, on Thursday, March 31st is the next safety meeting. So make sure you have that on your calendar. It is set for Thursday, March the 31st. And Rick or Larry, are you on for I see the agenda for a Saturday work crew. I didn't know if you want to say something about that, but please let me know. Okay, thank you. One thing before we break off, before we end the meeting, I had an email that came last Tuesday for one of the administrators at Legacy High School. And I'm gonna read it to you because I think the Legacy drivers should hear this. And I'm sure Southwest High School is included in this because when you pick up our children in a manner time, administrators appreciate that. And I know Mr. De La Cruz has been mentioning that, hey, when we call you on the radio, it's not that we're looking for you. It's because the administrators know the schedule too, as when you pick up kids. And so usually when there's a delay, we are really, really good about relaying that information to the administrators. If there's an accident, if there's construction, or if something has delayed the route, usually it's the return of the kids. So our office staff does a real good job of knowing that. But I just want you to hear this message from the administrators from Legacy High School, and I'm going to read it to you. And this is what it says. It says, Mr. Tamayo, I wanted to thank you and your bus drivers today. Today, all the Legacy students left on buses by 4:45. This gives students plenty of time to go home, to go help take care of the younger ones, start dinner, homework, or have something to go to, or some of them will have to go to work. Your drivers always do an amazing job, but you can see today they were really focused on getting the kids home safely in a timely fashion. Please share this with your drivers that service the Legacy High School, so they can feel that the appreciation that we have for them. So drivers, I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that, and that was a real kind email. And it's just like we said, you know, administrators know, hey, you know, is there something going on? Do we need to be aware of it? And so they want to know, so they can communicate with the kids to saying, hey, your bus is being delayed because they had a return, or your bus is being delayed because, you know, traffic was shut down and they have to reroute, or your bus is being delayed because of an accident. And so that's the kind of message that we get to them. And both high schools really, really do a good job of getting them out there. So that is the importance of and making sure that we're out there and we're getting the job done to get these kids home, because it's like they said, these kids are in the building 8-hour days, and I'm sure that they want to go home just like we do when we're here at work every day. And you know, you drivers report at 5 in the morning, and then some of you stay till 6, 7 o'clock. I see that, you know. So just thank you for doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Let's finish out the week before we take our spring break. And so our spring break is coming next week, and I want to wish everyone a safe spring break, and please stay safe out there and take care of yourselves. And like we do, everybody looks forward for that break just to recharge our batteries. And you know, let's come finish the quarter of what we got left for the school year for April, May, and then the 3 days that we have left in June. So thank you everything for what you've done. Question, let me see. Which one is it, Amanda?
I guess if there's questions about anything, it has to be asked once they go through it.
The leadership team, Olga, it will be the supervisors and then the directors, and then for the shop will be Rick and Larry. So if you have questions, yes, you can come to us.
So Mr. Tamayo, if I can,
Tamayo,
go ahead, Gracie.
I'm sorry, I didn't put it on the agenda. I just spoke to Amanda a little earlier. But on the missing punches forms that we normally hand in, Miss Amanda is starting to do those from now on, but we still need a supervisor's signature on it. So if y'all can get someone to sign it, one of the supervisors here, and then we can put it in Amanda's box. So just wanted to give you a heads up that Amanda is doing payroll now. I'm still helping her when she needs help, but she's normally doing payroll now. That's all.
Go ahead, Mr. De La Cruz.
All right, so I'm counting 39 names on the chat. And I just got a message that's saying that if you're on the phone and you're not able to, for whatever reason, type in your name, you can email Ms. Canty at acanty@SWISD, correct, Ms. Canty, and let her know that you participated. Send a screenshot of yourself or evidence. Remember that. You need to provide evidence that you were on the meeting. Take a screenshot and send it to her as part of the email to verify that you participated in there. So thank you for that, because I think that some people might have some issues with those that are participating by phone. Okay, so please get that taken care of so that that can be taken care of for the next payroll. That's all for me, sir.
Thank you, sir. I think we gave all the information. And so like I said, let's finish out this week, and our spring break will start Friday when we get back and delivering all the kids, and then we can enjoy our week. And drivers, thank you for all you do. And thank you being for safe drivers and being good eyes on the road and watching everything that's going on and keeping us just driving safe. And I appreciate for everything that we do and you do. Thank you, and have a good spring break. But let's finish our week first before we start ours. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, Mr. Tamayo. Mr. Tamayo,
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Mackenzie.
Go ahead, Mr. McKenzie.
how do we know if we signed on for this meeting or not? I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
If you would put your name in the chat, sir, and then you see the name, and that'll let you know you signed on.
Well, I don't know how to do that, so.
Okay, just send an email to Amanda, and then they will know that Amanda already marked you down that you were on there.
Okay, because I'm not computer literate. I just had somebody help me do this.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for
Thank
letting
you.
us know. We heard your voice.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
gonna say. Mr. McKenzie, the fact that we heard your voice, that's the evidence right there.
Okay, thank you.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, and have a good day, and let's enjoy our week.
And for all.